we're going to cover the major problem areas of the clean, basically troubleshooting or queuing it up and addressing where athletes usually go wrong. Okay? So Josh here is going to be our demonstrator. He's going to be helping us out today. And so we're going to ask Josh to start in starting position. Get a starting position. Good. And freeze. Okay, so basically we want the athlete to be in a deadlift position. The bar, we're pretending that he's holding a barbell and that there are weights on the bar. So the bar will start about mid-thigh, mid-shin. His shoulders will be over the bar. The first thing we want to make sure the athletes aren't doing is having a lax back, upper back. And so go ahead and round your shoulders forward. Okay, so the back, although the back might be flat, his back isn't tight, so his spine isn't protected, his core is not tight and rigid, which will mean he's going to end up missing the lift. So what we'll cue the athlete to do is pull his shoulder blades back and down to tighten his upper back, and then we'll also tell the athletes to tighten up their lats, the latissimus dorsi. Okay? And so go ahead and stand up for me, Josh. Many athletes don't know how to tighten or engage their lats, so this is a drill I'll use to instruct the athletes on how to learn how to do so. I'm going to put the bar down. Josh will just face that direction. He'll have his hands open, facing me, and I'll come behind Josh and I'll tell him I'm going to push his hands forward, and I simply want him to resist that happening. Push, 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 push. All right. Did you feel some tightness right here? Yes. Excellent. So now the athlete knows how to engage their lats in order to keep the bar close to their body throughout the movement. All right, go ahead and pick up the bar and get back in starting position. So that was the first common problem we see. Second, we'll commonly see the athletes, when they're lifting the bar up from the ground, that they'll fully extend their legs, like so. Okay, go ahead, Josh. All right, good. So we'll see if an athlete gets into position, they're putting a lot of stress on their lower back here, and the rest of the lift is going to be really inefficient, and they're going to be compensating through here. Okay, so what we're going to cue Josh to do, get back in that starting position, is we want the athlete to raise their knees, hips, and shoulders all simultaneously at the same time, and then stopping when the bar comes above the kneecaps. So go ahead, Josh, raise it nice and slow. Excellent, and stop right there. Good, so we saw that he raised his knees, hips, and shoulders all at the same time, and he stopped essentially in a Romanian deadlift or an RDL position. Okay, his shoulders maintain a position over his toes, his back stays tight, and his back stays flat. Fantastic. A third common problem we see, go ahead and get back to the starting position, is the athletes missing the scoop phase or the transition phase or the double knee bend, however you want to call it. So this, that part of the lift is where you're generating the most power, and the athletes need to know that. And so we're going to have Josh show it inappropriately if he's just going to do a full clean, but completely disregard the transition or the double knee bend phase. Okay, so excellent. So we saw that the bar traveled in a straight vertical path. Okay, when there's a lot of weight on the bar, the athlete won't be able to do that and catch the weight. And so the bar actually has to be coming back into the hips, into a high thigh position before he starts to leave the ground. So go ahead and get back into your RDL position. Okay, so if we see the athlete just completely miss the transition phase or the double knee bend, we'll instruct the athlete to then shift his knees forward under the bar while staying flat-footed and then coming into a tall torso position. Go ahead, nice and slow. Good, excellent, good. So Josh shifted his knees forward, stayed flat-footed, and came to a tall torso position. We'll see that his hips are still back, so we're still going to get glute and hamstring activation. His knees are still bent because the quads are going to be used in order to explode, and he's still in a tall position here with the back tight. Excellent. So another common mistake we'll see are the athletes going onto their toes when they're shifting their knees forward under that bar, when they're going to that double knee bend. So go ahead and get back to that RDL position. Good. And as you shift your knees, Josh, forward under the bar, come onto your toes and come off balance. Good. Yeah, so we'll see that happen. The athlete will come onto their toes, heels will leave the ground, and they'll become off balance. Okay? So again, we'll just instruct the athlete, all right, go nice and slowly through it. Hit that RDL position. Nice and slow. Stay flat-footed as you shift your knees forward on the bar and raise your chest up. Good. Excellent. From there, we'll notice that the bar is where it should be. It's now in a high thigh position, right? And this is the position where he'll actually explode and jump from. But another common mistake, as we'll see the athletes do, is pull too soon. The bar will only maybe come low thigh or even mid thigh, and then the athlete decides to jump and explode from there, making the lift very inefficient. So I want you to pull too soon. Don't allow the bar to come high thigh before you jump. Good. So what we saw there is basically he pulled too soon, and just like he demonstrated, that will cause the bar to come out in front of the athlete's body. Okay? Therefore, that's going to make the athlete try to lean forward or try to chase the bar, and they're going to either catch the weight on their toes in a bad position or miss the catch altogether. So we'll just, again, instruct the athlete to stay flat-footed. Okay? So once the athlete reaches that high thigh position, go ahead and slide up to power position. Good. We want to make sure that the athlete is pulling high and back with their elbows as they shrug their shoulders and jump and leave the ground. But a common mistake we'll see is that our athletes making are reverse curling the bar. So turning a lower body and hip exercise essentially into an arm exercise. Okay? So what I want you to do is jump but reverse curl the bar. Good. Yeah. So he can get away with this because he's just using a bar, a stick right now, or athletes that are just using a bar with a really light weight, they just reverse curl the bar, okay, and not think much of it. But instead, go ahead and get back into that power position. We want to teach the athletes to pull high and back with their elbows as they shrug their shoulders and they jump and leave the ground. So go ahead and do that. Perfect. One more time. Good. So we saw the elbows come high and back. We saw him shrug his shoulders, and he had triple extension at the ankles, knees, and hips. Okay? All right. So the last common problem that we see is on the catch. The athletes catching the bar and receiving the bar in a good position. So we want the athlete to ideally land in a low squatted position, the bottom of a squat, in a flat-footed position with tall torso and chest position. Okay? But oftentimes the athlete will miss a lift. Everything can be great before this part. But if they're catching it on their toes or in a forward torso position, they're going to miss the catch, potentially hurt themselves. So what I want you to do is go right back into that power position. You're going to jump, shrug, pull, and then I want you to catch it at the bottom of your squat, but I want you to land on your toes and with your chest forward. And try to hold that. Okay, so we'll see that Josh here, his shoulders are forward, his chest is not up in a good position. He's on his toes, therefore he's shifting the weight onto his toes so his heels are off the ground, and there's no way he can appropriately rack this bar on above his anterior deltoids without that bar falling. Okay, so this would be a missed lift here. Go ahead and stand up. Excellent. So what we're going to do is cue the athlete to instead land flat-footed with a tall torso position, throwing their elbows nice and high and racking the bar on their fingertips. Through their fingertips, racking the bar right on their anterior deltoids. Okay? So I want you to hit that power position and then jump, shrug, pull, and then you're going to catch at the bottom of your squat in a good position. Excellent. So we see that Josh is now flat-footed. His core is tight. His chest is up, and so are his elbows, nice and high. We'll see that he's holding the bar and receiving the bar on his fingertips, which allows him to drive those elbows nice and high so that bar and that weight doesn't fall. And that is a good position to receive the weight from. Okay? So one last thing that I would teach advanced athletes or athletes that are showing a proficiency in getting all these basics down is learning how to pull their body underneath the bar, as opposed to pulling and then jumping and trying to get under the bar. So once the athlete starts to show proficiency in all these things right here, and the weight starts to get heavier on the bar, they can lift more weight, they're going to want to beat the bar to the ground. And so essentially, as the athlete hits that power position, and they jump and shrug and pull, they're simultaneously pulling their body underneath the bar and receiving in a low position before the bar starts to come down. Okay? But for a novice athlete that's just learning, we're not going to cover that just yet. So what we're going to have Josh do, just to wrap it all up, is go through the whole movement very slowly. We have the advantage of having a broomstick or PVC pipes of the same diameter are really great teaching tools for novice athletes to learn these things, these drills, and the technique before we move on to a barbell. All right? So you're going to start from the very bottom, and you're going to go through the whole movement nice and slow. Excellent. Good. One more time for the viewers. Excellent. So that's how we break down and troubleshoot the clean exercise pulling from the ground. And thanks for watching.